Recording in progress.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast. Before that, introduce myself. My name is Yusuf Muhammad. I am a UMK student, and I will be the MC in this podcast. Before that, let's open the podcast by reading Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now, let us sing the national anthem of Indonesia and Philippines. The dancers are asked to stand up.
So we will wait for you to national anthem to play.
Next, national anthem of Filipina. Soalnya nggak punya.
Yeah, let me just find it. Our university is that okay? The things, the national anthem from our university. I mean, made by our university.
Recording in progress.
Thank you. Now to start our workshop. This time we will start with Miss Ethel Sebastian from NEUST Education Filipina. He will talk about his story of experience with studying in the elementary students from Studi. And this event will be moderated by Miss Faza. Please, Ma'am Faza, can quit this podcast.
Thank you everyone. Good morning everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our podcast today. So today we have a visiting lecturer and let me introduce her. Her name is Ethel Sebastian and she is a lecturer from College of Education, University of Science Technology or NEUST. Right, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone actually she's quite a young lecturer herself, and I hope from today's podcast you will have some insight from her lecture, and from what she will present about creativity in children right now.
Activity and some of the strategies
Ah.
that we could get used from my experience.
Okay, so actually now you can so here that we share the screen, and actually you can ask to her if you have some question outside this outside this podcast later, and you will like really entertaining and really curious for her research, and maybe you want to like have some conversation about research, you can let her have her email address from her PowerPoint and also from the CV. Okay, now she will present for her research and also her expertise. So please, Ethel,
Okay.
to present your research and also your knowledge about the graphic nature.
Okay. Hello everyone. Selamat pagi.
Yeah, say
Selamat
selamat
pagi.
pagi.
Apa kabar? Apa kabar?
Sini baik, kita baik-baik saja ya.
Okay. This is my first time having a podcast, so it's my first. I'm very excited.
First time.
There's always a first for everything. So let me share my screen first.
Yes.
Good eye.
Yes.
This is my. Have you seen my presentation, everyone? Okay. This is my presentation, visiting lecture series. My nama Ibu Ethel joined Sebastian from Filipina, Sebastian University of Science and Technology. Nice seeing you all here in podcast. So this is my email, my contact number. You can add me at WhatsApp if you have any questions and queries at the end of this podcast session. I hope this will be a very fruitful podcast session. Tell me if I'm speaking a bit fast in terms of English, if I need to slow down my dictions, my English, okay? So let's start. So I think you know me very well from my CV. So just screenshot my CV, or you can take photo of my CV if you wanted to message me. So if you message me at WhatsApp, just tell me your name and what is our agenda, so I could help you if you have any queries and questions around. So could we proceed, or is okay. So first, I'm going to talk about my experience, how I become an elementary teacher first, before proceeding to the strategies and what is my research about. So that's the transition. That's how I'll transition from period to another, from one lecture to another. Okay. So let's take the quotation of Jerome Bruner. So the main thing about teaching is that it opens up a wide array of possibilities. This was intelligence lies according to him. He added that the main objective of teaching educating is to get students to share their notions about where the needs go beyond information given. So it means that go beyond what is on the book, go beyond on your possibilities. So I hope in this podcast session I would inspire you to be not just a good teacher, but a great teacher that would put future leaders, good leaders at our for the nation. Okay, then here. So stories of experience while studying in elementary student program studies. So for today's lectures, let's talk about my experience of becoming an educator, and including the strategies and methods and techniques and other, or the theories, of course. I am proud proud graduate. Let's start from my background. I'm a proud graduate of Bachelor of Elementary Education from Nueva Ecija University, at the same university also, from Surigao campus. I'm also a proud graduate of that. I took also my graduate program. My master's degree is about Master of Arts in Education, major in early childhood education in one of the colleges, College of Immaculate Conception. And I also serve as a facilitator or what you call this teacher, kindergarten, sort of a kindergarten teacher at the same university also after I graduated at NEUST Gender and Development Center. And Gender and Development Center, Child Development Center. So I handle small children for ages from 3 to 5. We're catering some of the employees' children during the time, but it's more of a not play based, non-formal. We're just readying them for the formal education. So that's what my background starts on that point of view. So that's why I took up Master of Arts in arts major in early childhood education. Yeah. So the next one is how to become a teacher. There's no exact words how to become a teacher. It's just within you. You have to find it yourself. So there's no particular answer regarding this how to become a teacher. There's no path or there's no recipe or steps on going how to become a teacher. So let me tell you a short story how I become a teacher. It's really funny. You know why? Because at the very first start is that teacher was not really my first choice. But I guess it's because of my grandmother that was a teacher, public school teacher in the Philippines. So okay, it's the last minute of filling out the forms on college admission test. So I saw a teacher. Okay, I passed. First year, okay, I think I can do this. I didn't love teaching at the very that's the as I go from first year college, second year, I'm starting to love that this profession is really a novel profession, making you feel that every day that you gain knowledge and you share your knowledge, it's multiplying day by day, and it's like a part of you that is being shared to everyone. It's like that. So it's not really what I want, but you see me right now. I'm here talking about what is education. Maybe some of you maybe didn't know what's your path right now. You're being confused if either you wanted to continue being a teacher because it's hard, because it's not as I said before, teacher is not really a high paying job like other professions. Yeah. So being a teacher, it's really challenging. You have to take care of the kids. It's called local parenting. Local parenting, being the parent, and especially children from ages 3 to 4 years old, kindergarten, the primary level, kinder, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. You have to be the parent. If something happens to the child, you'll be the one who's responsible of what happened.
We have to be a second parent for them.
Like local parenting. So that's my experience. And being a teacher is not just. I think I have more room for improvement. I'm a young teacher, very young, not very young, but young on the service because of almost 5 years, 5 years of teaching. So 2 years, almost 2 years at almost non-formal pre-kindergarten teaching in the university, almost 3 going there. Going there. So I have a lot to gain from my colleagues, especially from the students. So I believe that learning it's not just from coming from the teacher, it's also coming from myself. I'm not coming from the teacher and also from the students from the teacher. So teacher also learn from the student and also
It's
like
a
vice
impact.
versa.
It's a cost effect person.
It's vice versa with the teacher and the student. That's my teaching experience. So let me share some of the things that I've experienced on teaching and what are the strategies that I used through that. My teaching experience is it's on toddlers.
Oh,
Yeah,
tutors.
so toddlers. It's challenging at first, but in that scenario, we have what do we call this? In that scenario, we have a lot a lot to learn because that is my first time teaching in that it is my first time teaching and that's the first time I'm teaching small young children.
Young children.
Young children. Yeah, it's
to-
like I become a mom at a very young age.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to handle a kid because I don't have a kid. I
Yeah.
don't have a child. So how to be a teacher slash a parent slash a guardian slash everything. You need to be the superwoman for them. Yeah, that's it. So you need to teach them basic things. So in that scenario, I teach them toilet training, especially toilet training.
Oh, it's toilet training.
Toilet training. So all of them, most of them are on diapers. Yeah, you know what I look like when we started toilet training them.
Quite exhausted.
Exhausted because you have to
Change your
change.
diapers.
Not just the diaper, you have to clean if they messed up. You know what kind of what I do. Yeah, that's challenging. And during that time, it's on they have problems on socialization because I think Generation Alpha, they're on Generation Alpha. We are millennials, I guess, millennials. So Generation Z around that. So in Generation Alpha, they're more exposed on gadgets. So gadgets, their friends are Cocomelon, so they're more of a interactive with the gadget rather than the real person. So that's what happened. They lack socialization. When you brought them to a specific place, they're just on the corner.
And
Yes. Don't want to talk about
watch the like YouTube and the other social media.
sometimes we don't allow phone sometimes, but it's hard and difficult for them to navigate through those times because it's their first time going to non-formal schools, just more on play base.
I think like similar situation in Indonesia.
Yeah. So let's proceed to the holistic development. So in here, this is one of my not really, probably researches. So holistic development. When we talk about holistic development, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 aspects, or it's called aspects. So such as creative and aesthetic, physical, developmental, intellectual, emotional, social, moral. So imagine you are building a house. So let's imagine we're building a house. There's a room in the house. How many rooms have we seen? Of course, let's see 6. 6 on the rooms. So you imagine the color of the paint. You imagine what the look of the room. What furnitures you will put on the room. What if you just focus on one of the rooms? For example, that room represents physical development. You're just focusing on physical development and you're neglecting the intellectual, emotional. What do you think the look of the other room? It would feel empty. It's not as bright as every room. So I think in that house, it represents our personality or ourselves. There are different rooms in ourselves that we need to fill. To fill such as creative, aesthetic, physical, intellectual, emotional, social, and moral also. So when the house is complete, so while they function well enough, they disconnect from the study or living designate. The house doesn't feel like a home if some of the parts of the home is not as good as the other room. So it should be balance.
Ah,
You're developing the whole child.
like integrated every aspect.
Yeah, you
Ah.
should integrate every aspect, not just intellectual, emotional, the physical, the social, the interaction, the moral, of
Yes.
course, moral and creative aesthetic. So next week, so let's know who's this person is. This is I think, do you know who's this, everyone? I don't know if they know who's this person.
How about students? You can raise your hand, or maybe you can raise your hand, or just
Type in.
Yes,
Type in
your
your comment
message.
down below if you have any idea who's this person. I think you studied this.
Anyway, yes. How about student? Do you know teman-teman sekalian tahu siapa ibu ini nih, tokoh satu ini siapa sih dia? Nah, kalau ada yang tahu bisa angkat tangannya pakai emoji, atau teman-teman bisa type begitu ya, bisa type di kolom chat di samping kanan ya teman-teman. Siapa sih ibu ini, ada yang tahu nggak? Gitu.
I think they don't know the person. So
Maybe you heard about, maybe if you mention about her name, they will they will know. Maria, so nama depannya adalah Maria.
What's his last name? Her last name?
Jadi beliau ini sangat sangat terkenal begitu di dunia pendidikan, apalagi sekarang lah ya, lagi maraknya atau lagi in-innya begitu, lagi marak banget beliau nih metode pengajaran beliau nih untuk elementary school gitu lah. I think someone is answer. Yeah, it's from Camila Argatus. I think it is in the chat.
Okay.
I think you can see in the chat like from Camila.
Yeah, you're correct. It's Maria Montessori. So he's one of the pioneers and one. Okay. Yes, correct. That's correct. What's her name? Sorry, I'm bad at pronouncing names. Camila. Yes, Camila. Camila, you're correct. That is Maria Montessori, one of the pioneers of Montessori education. She's well known. She's a blind person, but being blind doesn't hinder her to fulfill her needs, her wants and dreams. I hope So this theory by Maria Montessori, opted by Johnson 2010, to support the study, they strive to help the learners grow towards their full potential in all dimensions: intellectual, emotional, social, artistic, or creative, aesthetic, moral, psychological, physical, spiritual. So according to the holistic development theory, each human being is a system of interconnected, when we say interconnected, intertwined together, interconnected dimensions, rather than a body with a brain. I don't want to be a body with a brain, but I don't have a heart, as Miss Pia Wurzbach say, confidently beautiful with a heart. Okay, they mention rather than a body with a brain and spinal cord. This theory aims to assess the full learning and the potential of the children. So not just intellectual, but all aspects. Okay, so let's talk about holistic development. I'm going to talk about the whole thing, and then let's have we're going to touch the creative aesthetic of the children.
Yeah.
Also. So podcast. This is my research on my MA, my master's degree. This is one of the research I focused on holistic development. Holistic development during the pandemic.
Okay.
I'll share some of the results of my research. It's not yet published on
It's not yet published.
international, but I not yet published in any book, but it's just I'll stay.
You can
Wait for
share
me for me to cite my
your research publication.
Yeah, soon. Okay, maybe this year. I'll try.
We'll pray for you.
Yeah. Okay. So theory of cognitive development in holistic development theory or holistic development, you can touch the different theories that circle around. So we have the intellectual development. So in here we touch about we touch the theory of development of Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget, you know
Piaget.
Jean Piaget?
So everyone, teman-teman tahu nggak siapa itu Jean? Jadi kalau teman-teman cari, dia namanya adalah Jean Piaget begitu. Kita John Piaget. Jadi kalau kita pronounce Jean Piaget, tapi namanya adalah Jean Piaget gitu. Kalau kita baca ya, teman-teman tahu tidak siapa itu Jean Piaget? Kalau ada yang tahu gitu. So I just pronunciation by Indonesian, Indonesian like local ways gitu. Jadi namanya lah Jean Piaget gitu. Teman-teman ada yang tahu nggak siapa itu Jean Piaget? Nah boleh nih silakan kalau malu ya silakan teman-teman typing begitu di chat siapa itu Jean Piaget gitu ya. Saya kan ya Jean Piaget. Kira-kira siapa tahu nggak siapa itu Jean Piaget? Nah ya to everyone siapa itu Jean Piaget? Kalau ada yang tahu silakan chat ya, silakan balas di kolom chat atau di angkat tangan gitu lah kalau teman-teman yang mau interaksi langsung dengan menggunakan bahasa Inggris begitu ya. Sekarang belajar begitu teman-teman. It's everyone knows who is Jean Piaget.
His famous is one of the theory. I think you've studied it on the education because
yeah.
it's one of the theories of in education.
In education.
So and also in child development.
So someone hear me here say that in Indonesian language. Maybe I will translate for you, ma'am. So she said that Jean Piaget is he is a philosopher and also some psychologist from Swiss, yes, psychologist, and also the educational. And he is famous for his research about the young children and the cognitive development.
Yeah,
theory.
Yes, the cognitive development is really famous for the cognitive development. So he's from Swiss, so it should be pronounced. Sorry for the Sean. It's like John. It's not Jean. It's not Jean Piaget. It's not Piaget.
Yeah,
Jean Piaget.
Jean Piaget.
Piaget is like that.
Indonesian team tends to say like in the normal way.
It's normal. It's normal. Jean Piaget. So we also have, if you heard this quotation before, lifelong learning. So learning is a continuous process. Even if I become a teacher right now, learning doesn't stop from this. So right now, I'm still learning. I'm learning the culture of Indonesia. I'm learning the culture of Japanese, Matanuan. Yeah, like the simple things I've learned. So as I said before, as Jean Piaget, lifelong learning. So learning is a continuous process. It should not be stopped, especially if you're in an education sector. It should be continuous, refresh, relearn, unlearn, learn. So some of the process, and I'm not gonna talk about those stages. It would be more broad and it will go the other way around. So we have this. Okay. So can you see? I think it's I don't know if it's readable on the screen. It's yeah. That's the best picture I could get. Yeah. Okay. Let's just let me just read. Okay. So he's famous for his cognitive theory. And we say cognitive, it talks about the intellectual, what's inside your head or your brain. Okay. So first we have the stages: sensory stage, pre-operational stage, and we have four. So concrete operational stage or the logical thought, and formal operational stage or the symbolic, as you go from base one, from if it is on the pyramid level, as you go up the pyramid, it becomes more complex and more iconic. So first is I talk about the lifelong or the sensory motor stage or object of permanence. So it is from birth to 18 to 24 months, the infants use their actions and sense to explore and learn about their surrounding environment. So, object of permanence. Sorry. I'm using Tagalog.
Okay,
Sorry. I'm confused. Okay. Sorry for that. Okay. So we also have the pre-operational stage or the symbolic thought from 2 years old to 7 years old. In this stage, it is also crucial period of child's cognitive development. During this stage, the children are thinking is not yet logical and concrete. So pre-operational reasoning appears in young children and about ages 2 to 6 years old. So, for example, let's have an example for you to grasp the concept. For example, Timothy and Mar use language communication as their thoughts and desire, and it's also what allows them to send their toys on a mission to the moon. For example, to create a play, where we're talking about the play. So Timothy and Mar is playing small toys like for example, man on the moon, toy cars. Their form of communication is just in the ages 2, they don't know how really, we don't understand how they communicate, but I think little children how to communicate on their own, but adults cannot understand what they're saying. So they have their own ways of communicating with each other. So it's like, okay, more Timothy, blah 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 blah, and so on. But with their own language.
They bling like they're bling, right?
Yeah, bubble, okay. So they're pretending to be sending or using the toys they have to create a different logic of their own.
So they create a relationship by bubbling.
Yeah, sometimes. So they use those toys to form symbolic relationship with other children or with their peers. So next will be the conflict operational stages in as you can see also in the picture or possible a young the child is playing with her toy. It's like, for example, this is the okay. For example, here's the dog. Okay, you're so pretty. You don't know what they're doing, but it's part of there's
like talking with their toys by her own self or by their own self, right?
Yeah. They don't know that the toy is an inanimate object. They thought that's like us.
Yes. So it's like toys is your friend,
Yeah.
something like that.
So if you see your children playing with the toys and talking to the toy, let them be. It's part of being. They're on the stage. They're in the pre-operational stage. So let them do what they wanted to do, for them to be able to progress to another stage. It's not they're not being crazy. They're just having a creative play. Okay. Concrete operational stage or logical thoughts. So it is 7 to 11 years old, or children at this stage can reverse things mentally. They start to think about other people's feelings and and they also become less egocentric. When we say egocentric, ego means you, ego, I in ego. I know that in Jean Piaget. So egocentric, when we say egocentric, I myself. Centric means around you. You revolve around yourself. So if you mean less egocentric, you can now share toys. As you notice that young children in kindergarten, grades 1 to 3, around that, 1 to ages 2 to 6 or 2 to 7. If you give them a toy, for example, I give you a toy, you're 6 years old, they would hold it until the very end. They won't share because I myself. So they are egocentric. That's called egocentric. Center or revolves around you. So egocentric. So through that they become less egocentric, and they can reverse. For example, in mathematical problems, 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. So another one is if you reverse that 4 minus 2 is equivalent to 2 also. They have the concept, they have the reverse concept already that some of the children's on the pre-operational stage, if, for example, the money, young children like the paper, the coins rather than the big bills because they don't know the sense of that. But in here, in this stage, they started really introducing. So they have those stages. So they can reverse mentally. It could be, for example, I squish the toy. For example, the Play-Doh. I squish the Play-Doh. In the pre-operational stage, if I squish the Play-Doh, if they're in a pre-operational stage, they would cry because it won't be coming back. In concrete operational, if I squish the toy, they know that it will be coming back. So it will be put back into its original position. So they have the reverse things mentally. So former operational stage, it's from symbolic reasoning. So ages 12 and above, this stage, individual performs concrete operational stage. On this things, they perform formal operational ideas. So formal logical thinking is totally free from perceptual and physical barriers during this stage. Adolescent can understand abstract concept. When we say abstract concept, you cannot grasp, you cannot, this cup is not abstract, it's on the mind, abstract. So most of the concepts are abstract during this stage. So they can
So they tends to be more imaginative, like
it's
they use the imaginary
from the things that they could hold, from things that they could see from it's like on the pyramid, the pyramid as you go up, it becomes more iconic or it's on more abstract. So that's cognitive theory of development by Jean Piaget. So let's follow it by physical development. Oh, of course. In lesson planning, do you have lesson planning here? Lesson plan?
I think yes. Do you have like lesson planning?
Lesson plan?
Yes.
Yes, I think you have lesson plan. So there are 3 domains in the lesson plan, such as cognitive, physical, psychomotor, and cognitive, psychomotor, and affective domain. So it just encompasses the brain, the physical aspect, and the heart. Okay, but here in linguistic development, we cater all. We cater some. We have six aspects. Yeah, we have 6 aspects. More than the objectives. Yeah, more than the objectives. So in physical development, so holistic development of children involves development of their physical abilities and skills, both gross motor, of course, gross motor and fine motor skills. There are, in young children, they have gross motor and fine motor skills. Development of fundamental motor skills during childhood is critical. So let's see the gross motor and the fine motor skills. Critical component in overall development of an individual. So gross motor skills pertain to the skills involving large muscle movements such as independent sitting. That is gross motor skill. When we say fine from the word itself, fine motor skills involve smaller muscular movements such as grasping. If you see a baby grasping something like that, they're gripping, it's using their fine motor skills. They're practicing their fine motor skills. So what's the reason why teachers in elementary or primary education or kindergarten let the students hold the big crayons rather than the thick crayons, it's this size of the crayons. Adults only can hold this while the other one is like the big crayon.
The crayon one.
Yeah, you know that, the big crayon?
Yes.
So in the big crayon, so their gripping force is not yet controlled. So if you give them the smaller, for example, here is
This
the
size and this size.
so for example, this is the big crayon. This is small crayon for if I'm a child and I am a teacher, I give the child the small crayon. What is the tendency? Their grip is not like this. It's not like this. Like the pen, how you hold the pen. They grip like this because they don't have yet the fine motor skills. Yeah, they don't have the fine motor skills. They hold like this. The tendency of the thick, the thin crayon is to, what do you,
Too small.
it would break.
It would break.
It
yes,
would
yes,
break
yes,
because
it will
it's too
break it.
thin. While if you give them the big crayon, the gripping force is tight.
Yes.
Because they don't have any control of it yet because they're still practicing their fine motor and gross motor skills during those stages. So when you see your brothers and sisters, your cousins, niece and nephew, teacher Anna, bring this on the notebook, for example. I'm the teacher. Please bring this, mommy, the big crayon. Give them the big crayons because if you give them the small crayons, all of your crayons will be broken into pieces. So that's the main reason. And most of the young learners use Mongol too big crayon. I mean, not big pencil. So that's the reason why teachers opted parents to use big crayon and big pencils for them to grip it. That's for the grouping and also to practice. So if you see the children scribbling around your house with the white paint, using the crayons, the big crayons, and doodling around your freshly painted walls, that will be user painted.
So you probably need to clean it up later.
Yeah, clean it up. We've been there. I have a young cousin before. She loves to doodle around. There's a scribble around with a fresh white paint.
Yes.
It's fine. It's fine. You can still buy a new paint and repaint it again.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know that they're practicing their fine motor skills. So those fine motor skills it will develop from gripping like this or holding the pen like the big crayons from holding into this. They will have the transforming from holding like this, like circle, 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 circle.
Yes.
This kind of zigzag, zigzag around the wall from this, the right. That's how important the fine and gross motor skills to be developed in physical development. It's the context of young learners. Yeah. So social development, okay. So in social development, do you know who experimented on social development? One of the famous ones. It started with the name Albert.
Kayak teman-teman tahu nggak yang biasanya nih di dunia pendidikan itu yang mulai penelitian tentang pengembangan sosial gitu, di pengembangan sosial. Siapa kira-kira namanya? Namanya dimulai dengan depan kata namanya adalah Albert. Albert ya, kayak yang Albert, Distinct Albert. Tapi bukan Albert Einstein ya. Kira-kira teman-teman siapa yang ini? Yang tahu? So, is there anyone knows? I think you can type in for the Mr. First name. Miss.
Okay, let me see. I cannot understand.
Oh,
I think I don't know if it's an answer or it's a question.
So there's no one I know. So maybe it's not really popular for them, or they didn't read it yet, or maybe they forget. Okay,
Okay.
forget it.
One of the famous social development theory is with Albert Bandura, social learning theory. So proposed by Albert Bandura, emphasizes the importance of observing. Observing, modeling, and limiting the behaviors, attitudes, and emotional reactions of others. So there are three parts, okay? So number one, people can learn through observation, learning by doing. Yes, children are great imitators. So so in here, environment plays a great role in honing the child's ability or child's perspective in life. For example, so we need to have, if you have a child, you need to nurture them at a very young age. Of course, the environment can really affect. If you feed your child or your child into the environment that is more of a, they speak bad words, they fight a lot with what do you call that that kind of family, and what do you call that family, not destructive but rather, and not, I don't know, I forgot the term. If you presented in a family that is always fighting every day, speaking bad words, the child would adapt.
Well, they would follow
Yeah.
how the parents speak
Yeah.
and also like nephew and the others like cousins.
Yeah. If you have a plant in the house, so it's like a plant, or it's like a plant.
Mhm.
A plant. If the plant is not on a good soil,
Mhm.
or it's not on the environment, it's not about the flower itself, but it's about the environment.
Mhm.
Because if you put the flower, if the flower is not flowering in that particular environment, or it's not thriving, it's because the environment is not good. If you put that flower in a thriving environment, what the flower will do, of course, be part of the environment.
Mhm.
So environment generally is specifically the family. That's the basic thing they recognize as they started from themselves to their family. That's the basic thing they've started. So being surrounded by good things, so surrounded by the good environment, it the child will thrive. It's like learning or observation through you can children are good imitators. What they can see on the adults, they would do it. For example, they see killings on TV without parental. I think it's not should be watched by children. That's why if you see some of the movies, some of the things on television, you said parental guidance is advice for the children.
There is
But some of you did not.
rating for the rating like the
Yeah.
rating for the movies.
There's rating, but you let your children watch it sometimes. So some of the parents leave their children unsupervised. They thought that the thing they watch on the TV, it's good, so they act it. So what happened?
Because of the
Let's
tribal
use them if they want. Okay. Next is the mental stage are important to learn. The last one would be learning does not necessarily lead to behavioral change. So sometimes there are some children, if you put in a in a destructive environment, as long as they have the strong personality within them, they will not be part of the class, or they will not be part. If for example this is the bad tomato, not tomato. If this is the bad soil, the bad soil, and you put that flower into that environment, it still thrive in that environment. There's some children that are not adopting, not affected by it. It depends how the child accepts what's around them. It's like some of the success stories of people that come from rags to riches story, that they've been abused, they've been into families that abused them, but later on in life they thrive because they want to get out of the
to be
environment.
better.
Yeah, to be better. But some of I don't know if it's just for the people, it's the people's thinking. Some of that become, if for example, drug addict. You grew up in a family, and I'm not particularly saying this, but if you grew up in a destructive environment, such as seeing someone in the neighborhood being a drug addict and the whole community is being a drug addict, you become one also.
Like
It's up to you. It's up to you that would dictate your future. It's not just the environment itself, it's also within you. It's like the famous experiment. Albert Bandura also have its famous experiment, Bobodal. You know the Bobodal experiment? It's like a set of children. So it's like a room. they watch a TV, or not necessarily a TV, but an experiment. A bobo doll is like, you know, the punching bag that goes swings
Oh,
around.
yes.
So the adult hit the bobo doll multiple times, and the children is watching. So the adult leaves, they open the door, or they let the children in. The children do is hit the bobo doll.
With following stuff from the adult.
Yes, the famous experiment of Albert Bandura. So learn by doing, observing. So children are great imitators. If you're doing bad things in front of your children, you will do the same, because they don't know what is wrong and what is right from wrong
Yeah.
during that time. So that would have the moral development teacher. So in here, emotional development. Okay, this is a this is a different topic. So it's part of the one of the, I think we have already 5. This is the 4th one. So according to Cardiano 2018, suggests that more frequent expression of positive emotions allow young children to stay motivated and on task and elicit positive attention from their teachers or parents. The development of their skills and strategy represent internationalization, internalization of culturally produced science systems to bring about behavior transformation in the building bridges between early later. So emotional development in children, we should nurture it. It's not just, as I told you before, from the environment. It's like a room in your house. You have to nurture all of the rooms for it to thrive and grow, especially the emotional aspect. For me, the better one, we have the IQ, EQ, the intelligence quotient, your IQ, EQ. If you have a high IQ, but you have a low EQ, it could clash. You could easily affected by simple things. You could easily be affected by stress, or it could lead to mental health problems. I'm very careful on talking about it, but during the pandemic, all of us experienced those the emotional breakdown. Yeah, a lot of things happened during the pandemic. So that it's we should have. I rather want to have a high emotional quotient. I EQ rather than
Emotional intelligence, right?
Yeah, because if you have an emotional intelligence, you're very understandable. You see a different light. For example, you have a bad situation, you're seeing it in a positive outlook rather than the negative way. So rather than thinking it's not good. So it's rather to have high emotional EQ or IQ, have a high IQ. No, EQ, sorry.
EQ.
High
Emotional,
EQ, sorry.
yeah.
High EQ rather than IQ. Of course, it should be balanced also. Too much IQ, not bad. And less EQ, also bad. It should be balanced. It should be across. Let's proceed to the moral development. I think you know who is most famous for the moral development. Is a little quiz down the road. It started with the letter L. His name is letter L.
So teman-teman, ada yang kenal nggak? Ada yang ingat begitu siapa sih yang terkenal di penelitian atau tentang ini ya, tentang kiprahnya begitu di pengembangan moral? Dimulai dengan huruf L. Nah, dimulai dengan huruf L. Ada yang tahu?
Have any
Ada siapa nih depannya L di pengembangan moral? So it's start with letter L.
Start with letter L. Lawrence.
Nah,
Its last name, letter K.
Lawrence. Ayo, ini namanya depannya adalah Lawrence, and belakangnya dan nama belakangnya dimulai dengan huruf K. Kira-kira ya siapa nih yang tahu?
So I think there is
Someone.
someone. I don't know.
They don't know, ini is still unfamiliar.
Still unfamiliar. So I'll give the answer. Are you ready?
Already. Who? You are Lawrence.
Lawrence Lambert.
Goldberg, okay.
Yeah.
I think they know, but they're very shy to answer me. Okay, that's Lawrence Goldberg. He's
Oh,
famous.
someone also.
Oh!
Someone also. Like,
I think.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Camilla again.
That's called Lawrence Goldberg. He's known for his moral development theory. He's famous for his Heinz dilemma. You know Heinz dilemma? So we talk about different stages of moral development. So I think you could see the presentation on the bottom. On the bottom. So let's talk about moral development. It's a process by which people develop the distinction between right and wrong or the morality. So engage in reasoning between two moral reasoning. So level 1, we have 3. To be exact, there are 3 levels. In that first level, the first can you see? Wait, I'll have the pen laser. So could you see this too? This too is level 1. The level 1 has 2 stages. 1, 2. So that one. Okay, I think it's okay. This one is stage 2. We have also 2 levels. This is stage 3, the highest. Okay. So in level 1, we have the pre-conventional morality. So in pre-conventional morality, they have 2 stages. Stage 1 is obedience and punishment. So when we say obedience and punishment, obeying the rules is important because it is always to avoid punishment. Of course, in young children, they don't want to be spanked. I don't know. Or before May time, I used to be spanked by my mother. Because I'm a bit naughty. But nowadays, being grounded or being taken out from the gadget because they don't practice spanking anymore. You know the hanger.
I used to the hanger.
The hanger, but your hanger here is not made out of plastic. It's made out of stainless steel. My mother told me if I could bend this hanger, I would stop spanking you. It would not bend. Oh no. So
I think in Indonesia also there is the hanger using like the steel one.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, the similar in Indonesia.
You will cry your eyes out because of that, because she will not stop because I'm too naughty during that time. Okay, I'm sharing some of the stories. So stage 1 is obedience and punishment, avoiding punishment. You should follow the law or the rules. So especially started with the rules in the house. So you should not put your slippers outside. The basic things. So stage 2 in pre-conventional stage is individualism and exchange. At this individualism and exchange stage of moral development, children account for individual points of view of judgment action based on how they serve individual needs. So that's the 2 stages. The stage 1, level 1 stage, 2 stages of level 1. While level 2 is conventional morality. In conventional morality, so that's 2 stages also, but it's called stage 3 and stage 4.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So in stage 3, developing good personal relationship, often referred to as a good boy and good girl. So what do you mean good boy and good girl? When you say good boy and good girl, if you need to be prim and proper in front of your
College and
yeah,
also
your
elder.
elder to maintain a relationship. So that's the stage 3. Stage 4 is maintaining social order. In this stage, it is focused on ensuring that social order is maintained. He or she is focused on maintaining law and order by following the rules, by doing one's duty and respecting the authority. So each individual has its own assignment or task, as you said, a task. So you need to follow that social order. So when you say social order, it's for example, a teacher. So I should follow the rules of the teacher like that. So let's go to number 3 or level 3. Post-conventional morality, stage 5, social contract and individual rights. In the rules of laws are important for maintaining a society, but members of the society should agree upon this standard. So there are different standards depending on the country. So you should follow when I'm in Indonesia, I should follow the rules.
The rules.
Yeah, I should follow the social orders in here, but I should not follow the rules what applies in the Philippines. So
Yes.
because we have different cultures.
Yes, so
Yeah.
we should follow the local,
Yeah.
the local order and the local law.
Yeah. So the agreed upon standards of the society. So it's stage 6. So the last stage, universal principle. Kohlberg's final level of moral reasoning is based upon universal ethical principle and abstract reasoning. At this stage, people follow the internalized principle of justice, even if this conflict with the rules and law. So in here, so it's like in Heinz dilemma, the medicine, you know, the Heinz story. The Heinz have a wife that is sick, wanted to have a medicine, but he doesn't have any money. He goes to the what do you call this? Drugstore. But drugstore did not permit the money he had because he has limited money. So at night,
Sufficient for
it's not sufficient for his
to
wife
purchase
to purchase the medicine. So he robbed the drugstore to get the drug. To get the drug. It's like decision making. Would I permit Heinz to be free because he's just doing it for his wife, or I'm going to give Heinz to the police because the thing was robbing the drugstore because it's robbery. It's against the law. So it's like, what would you do? What kind of reasoning would you do? Would you let Heinz get away? Get the drugs or get the medicine for her wife, or would you tell the police where Heinz because he stole the drug? It's like that. It's the famous story of Heinz dilemma. You can see what kind of thinking or what level of your students you can. There are different scenarios in Heinz dilemma. I could not elaborate it, but you can go on. So my last presentation for this is the last one is creative aesthetic. And creative aesthetic, I'll just touch some of the creativity in children. Because it's on here in holistic development. Creativity also foster mental growth in children by providing opportunities for trying out new ideas and new ways of thinking and problem solving. Creative activities help knowledge and celebrate children's uniqueness and diversity, as well as offer excellent opportunities to personalize our teaching and focus on each children. When we say aesthetic, it doesn't talks about art. It talks about the way they think. For example, being creative on how to solve the puzzle box. It's not just about the painting. It's not just about the arts and craft material. It's how the way they solve also for example, you give this is the puzzle block or this is the Rubik's cube, match the colors. It's like that. Being creative or creative ways on how you would solve the problem. Sometimes it refers to that. So also in young children, creativity foster mental growth, mental development. If you remember, each individual is unique. No one is alike. You should not compare yourself to other people that is good at this and good at that. You have your own strength in life. You just have to find which of this is on your system. You just have to find it in you.
Like every children has his or their own ways to solve
their problem
By themselves.
with themselves. So that is creative aesthetic. It's just a short one because it's like the other one also it's like combined together. If you combine it. So overall, holistic development um, encompasses all aspects of child's development because it holds as a whole. Holistic means a whole child approach. You're developing them as a whole. So that is holistic development.
Yes, like in the term of the end is like we provide the child before the children to be balanced between the IQ and the AQ.
Yeah,
It's kind of like that.
yeah, it's a balance between EQ and IQ. And I think that concludes my do you want to talk about my research? Okay, let me just talk about some of my findings on my research regarding holistic development through the pandemic. So in okay. So yeah, for example, so holistic development, intellectual development, it's also the part of it is also part of children's reading ability. So during the pandemic, my result is that they cannot read. They cannot read properly because their teachers during those times are their parents. The parents doesn't know how to guide the children how to properly read those contexts. We just know how to sound it, but doesn't know there's really a proper way of how the children would learn how to read in a proper way. But some parents didn't know. Read this okay. So during that Low battery. Okay, hi again. Welcome back to our channel. I'm vlogging already.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Sorry for the interruption. So hello to the 70 participants that are watching our podcast today. I think I'm good at vlogging. Okay. To the 70 participants. Okay, how do you say 70? Enam, satu, dua, tiga, empat, lima, enam, tujuh,
Yeah.
tujuh, sepuluh,
70.
70. Okay. Hi to the 70. Sorry for the interruptions. We're back again at our podcast studio. So we're gonna continue about talking about. I think.
It's like you get the share your screen. You're like, it's.
I'm connecting. I think I'm connecting already. Still connecting. Okay. Yeah. So there's no. Okay. I'm just gonna talk about talking. I'm just continue talking without the PowerPoint presentation because teacher is a good instructional materials. Even if I don't have instructional materials or PowerPoint presentation, just see me or look at not look at me, but just hear my voice or listen to me.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. This is the last. You present again now. Okay. So, is there another slide that you want to share again?
I think I could not share anymore. I could not share anymore. But I think let's proceed. If they have any questions.
Yeah, I will share it now. I will share it. So please, ada the administration. Jadi bisa minta tolong buat yang ini ya, bagian adminnya untuk membuka gitu. Okay. I think I already shared it, but I already shared the presentation. However, sure. Okay. So I think that the screen is still in the formula. So would you like to ask to the admin to please close the Zoom one. So we're back again now.
Yeah.
Ini kita mulai lagi untuk yang screen-nya ya.
Yeah, we're back again. It's hard to be an artist. It's hard to be an actress.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not. I don't know. I've encountered an unknown
Here? What is fine?
No. I don't know. I've encountered an unknown error. Wait, who's playing that?
Me.
Okay.
You can say next.
Okay. So that's. I think I finished the world development. So I think the aesthetic. So I have more fixed one where I think it's
The aesthetic one.
Yeah, aesthetic. I already finished, so let's get back to the my CV first. So if you have any questions and clarifications, but in aesthetic, I'm just going to say in aesthetic that children are also creative during those in pandemic. They have more of, I think because of the gadgets they have, they're more of and most of the children nowadays they're English speaking. I mean, what I mean is that from the accent of Peppa Pig, for example, my cousin is watching Peppa Pig. She would say, "Hi, mommy." The accent.
They developing their skills. Watching the YouTube and also their speaking. Yeah. Okay. I think there is some question. Pertanyaannya dari sini. Where? Oh, I got it. Would you like to? Oh, okay, but would you like to diperbesar? Boleh diperbesar? So I think yeah. Okay. So there is a question here. So I will translate to you.
There's an English one.
Yeah, is that there is some Indonesian question. So
Yeah.
Hello,
I think you will say
Mrs. Ethel.
oh, the question is still in the form and actually it's by camera, so I will go on there. I will there. So okay.
Santoso rights here.
Santoso is raising. So someone is raising here. Okay, Santoso. Okay, untuk Santoso ya,
And
please you can ask directly.
okay, yes, Mrs. Ethel Joy. Is that correct?
Oh, I cannot hear voice, Santoso. Boleh diperkeras suaranya?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello, Mrs. Ethel Joy.
Hello, yes. You can hear her voice.
Can you hear me?
We all can hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear. I can hear you.
Okay. I have a question. I have a little story for you first. I have a 5 years old son,
Yeah.
and I question of in regard of his emotional development. So I, by no means a perfect parents, but I always try to expose him with the positive feedback like that. Everything was good initially, but once my son, have friend exposed to the social environment, he began to copy his friend behavior like that. But it seems easier for him to imitate the bad behavior than the good behavior. For example, he start to talk bad thing, swearing, and so forth like that. So, what do you think about that? How to prevent my son, to imitate bad behavior, but imitate the good behavior only? Of course, without lock him inside my home like that. Is that clear, Mrs. Ethel Joy? Sorry for my bad English.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
It's clear for you. So
I get this. Please repeat the whole question. But I get this.
yes. Pak Santoso, it's about so your son is you also, in your home, like you educated your son with the good behavior, but when he start to attend the social environment, he start to following their friends and also the others from the social,
Yes.
right? And then he start
Yes.
to follow the swear and following the bad
Yes.
behavior. So how about your
On my perspective on that, so it's different from different approaches to children. It's like a tomato. You know, that if you, for example, there is a tomato, a good one tomato, and there's a rotten tomato, you put it in a bunch of good tomatoes, what will happen after a day? It would infect. It would infect the bunch of tomatoes. It's like if you put someone into a bad environment, how do we correct it? Of course, to remove how do you for that the if you put the rotten tomato, would you remove? So of course, remove all the rotten tomatoes, remove from the situation. So I think if he's that kind of attitude, it's either we discover it's either he wants attention, the child wants to have your attention. It's either a form of rebellion sometimes because it's being neglected, or his ability of adapting with his peers is very strong. He'd easily be carried away by the peers. So if that happens, if the peers have a strong what do you call this, influence? Yes, a strong influence to your child, I think you should remove your child from the influence. So it's like remove your son like tomato, the good tomato, remove it from the bad tomato for not to be able to be infected by the rotten ones. So my main concern is this is remove or change the environment. Change the environment. But I would say to you, sir, there is no single way of handling this. It varies from different children, it varies from different approaches. So sometimes they have attention problem. Some of my students, we see us an educator that some of the students behave like this because they wanted to have attention. There's a story that my colleagues told me before. The parents of the child is abroad, being an OFW. The only one is left is from his grandmother and the child. So the grandmother is taking care of the child. So she gone to a prestigious school in our country, specifically in our province. So she texts her friends that she's already dead. Yeah, the friends was, oh my goodness, what happened to her? Is she dead? They're just sending flowers, or like she wants attention, but suddenly they know she's not ready. She just wanted to have attention. She wanted her mother to go home.
Just like
It's a different situation. We need to see first the root of the problem. If the root of the problem is the friends, of course, remove it. If the problem of the child is having an attention from the family, I think we need to put a lot of attention, or it depends on the situation. We don't know the situation or how bad it is. Did I answer your
How Pak Santosa, about your answer, is it clear for you?
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Ethel. It's very helpful.
So maturun Pak, setelah share.
Thank you, Mrs. Ethel.
Okay, so we start to read the question for the students. So please, for your admin, would you like to help me, Mr. Mr. So you have a student like so ini coba. How is
I can only read.
So
The
we
English
can
ones.
change. We can change the set. How is it? Like,
Tips bisa and Han. I don't know.
wait. Let me change the set. I couldn't say. Pindah.
Oh, iya.
Nggak kelihatan. No, I can say. I can read the answer. So the first is I think there is no name. Whose name is it? So one question is about let me guess. How about the tips, and also tips is about the tips about how to be a professional teacher.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
I
So
think I'll give you what tip I would give you.
Yes,
I think
yes.
there's no way of being a good professional teacher. I think a good professional teacher has to inspire the children. The feedback I get when I'm part of the child development center, the parents told me, "Ma'am, you're the first person I hear my son praying at night." I have an impact. I have an impact. Small things can go a long way. So the tips of being a good professional teacher, just follow your heart, follow your instinct. There's no single definition or tips to be a good teacher. Just be yourself. Be yourself.
Saya ini bertanya jadi tentang kalian jadi diri sendiri gitu ya, dari hati gitu teman-teman. Jadi kalau mau jadi guru yang profesional dari hati. Kemudian the second question is how to develop the introvert skill. So there is some children who are introvert. So introvert and so they are tend to be shy. And how to develop their skill and like emotional. Their emotional development.
Okay.
Like
That's okay. This is a different topic before. I've discussed it. We have the multiple intelligence by Howard Gardner. That multiple intelligence consists of a visual or spatial, kinesthetic learning, or different kinds of styles. So kinesthetic, there are 9 multiple intelligence right now. So before it's 8, 9 multiple intelligence. Kinesthetic, I think it's on my, I don't know. Please,
of course.
please, it's on my PowerPoint presentation. I think someone would ask that question. So we have kinesthetic, visual, linguistic, logical, or mathematic, existentialism, naturalist, intrapersonal, interpersonal, and I don't know the
It's about maybe
on
on screen. It's in the holistic.
holistic. No, more.
More.
After the perfect one word.
Kids.
No, in the front, on the
Yes.
front.
Oh, on the front.
Not on the front, rather, but at the back.
At that. Okay.
Okay, more.
More.
Sorry, more. I don't have the control.
The stage of more.
More. It's after the perfect one word.
Ah.
Yeah. If we could have the perfect one word first. If we don't have any time.
Yeah.
But I prepared it before.
This one.
No.
No more. More.
More. Back.
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 Okay. Back.
More.
More.
Sorry.
More,
I have a lot of things to prepare. Yeah, okay.
Oh, this line up of intelligence.
Multiple intelligence by word gardener. Next, man.
Okay, nice.
Okay. Later. Okay.
Oh,
We have
yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So multiple intelligence, we have visual, verbal, linguistic, mathematic, bodily, kinesthetic, musical, or reading. Intrapersonal, the next one, man.
Yes.
Intrapersonal. And we have interpersonal, naturalist, and existentialism. So there are different learning styles or different styles of learning, or we have different multiple intelligence. So we have 9 in here. So the intrapersonal, intra refers to self within, while inter is referred to they are good at social with other people, while interpersonal is more self-reserved. So introvert, if it is innate for them, you cannot force them because it's the way of that's the way they are. You cannot change them. You cannot change them because, as I said before, we have multiple intelligence. So for me, I am a visual learner. You cannot force me to be an auditory learner.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like that's the kind of situation. You cannot force introvert to be
It's okay.
it's loading.
Yeah, it's loading here.
Yeah. You cannot force something that it's not possible if it's innate. It's innate from them. If I'm a visual learner, you cannot force me to be an auditory or a musical learner.
So
It would not fit.
actually, if the children children is quite shy or introvert, so you need to find their potential.
Yes, find their potential. Be creative. Be a creative teacher.
Don't change her own nature, but they don't change their own nature, but find their potential.
Yes, find their potential.
Oke ya, jadi tidak perlu kita rubah gitu, tapi perlu kita temukan potensinya dia ada di mana. Karena biasanya ya orang punya kelebihan masing-masing seperti yang sudah dijelaskan di awal oleh Miss Ethel tadi ya. Gitu. And we have another question again. So how we control children emotion when learning is in progress? Up or the
Down.
It's okay. Could you go up? Yes.
Yeah. How do we control children's emotion when learning is in progress?
So still in the learning stage.
Okay.
Maybe they say.
During my childhood, I cannot control your emotion. Could you control your emotion during your childhood years? I think no. It's the way I think she's pertaining about how do we control attitude. I think attitude or bad behaviors.
Yes, maybe
I think
about that.
it's up to the rules you give, the discipline. It's also coming from home. So what the discipline you have at home, you can brought it at school. So it's discipline. This is the way to do it. Enforcing rules, but remember, when I'm teaching young children, they thought if I tell them, okay, bring this white shirt,
Mhm.
they would bring white shirt.
Mhm.
Some of the children will, okay, mommy, my teacher told me to bring this and that and that.
Mm.
The mother give not the specific one, but the general. For
Mhm.
example, the crayons, it should be this kind of brand. The teacher show it should be the brand of crayon, but the mother give the different brand. No, mom, it's not the brand of it. It's not the crayons. I want the one with teacher's holding. It's like
Ah.
you're the authoritative process because they believe that you are the source of knowledge. That's how children is perceived you. You are more authoritative than the parents. So if I think you experienced it before when you were a child that okay, teacher bring this. You would insist to your parents that it's not the one the teacher show us in front of in front.
So they like, and children is always following what their teacher have
Yeah.
they get in school, and also the others, their peers, like that.
Yeah.
Jadi di ini ya. So is it okay? So we move to another question. Go down. Is it okay to go down? Like go down.
How to be
I think
able to
it's how to be a good teacher to understand the growth and development of students.
okay, I think I will not answer that. There's no way to be a good teacher.
Yeah.
Just be yourself.
I think it's like the same question
Yeah,
from the first from the previous question.
Yeah.
I mean like so another question is how about your like your about first you know like with you come here and teach
Yeah.
so how about your
Your experience, my experience, yeah.
experience,
Yeah, as I teach, how many times I teach? 2, 3. It's been amazing that I've heard responses from the students and very engaged on the things that I've talked about, especially the education department. They're very engaged. I thought they were going to be not flatline, but there's no questions to be
Not
asked. When I asked, they said, "Did you understand?" And they say yes. That's the initial response. They said yes, and they do this head. But when someone is raising their hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons, I think they're really engaged on the things that I'm talking. That's very engaging, and to think that they understand me.
Right.
But some of the students in UMK, they know how to speak English, but I think they
Right.
understand English, but they cannot speak English because they're very shy. There's no one to judge you, as long as we can understand each other. Yeah, that's my stay here in UMK. It's been great. People are warm, especially the faculties. Lots of food in the faculty. Lots of food in the faculty. Yeah.
I think this like the other question, the next question. Go down. We have to go down. Like go down, and also I can actually is it is about the previous question about your impression while you teaching at University of Recruiters. Alright, the second question is about your impression, and do you have something to do you have some question and also some word that you want to give to the
students.
to the students?
Okay. I have some words to the students. I think you're just afraid of speaking in English and talking to us foreign delegates. I think you need I'll share with this that that I'm not good at singing, I'm not good at dancing, but being an elementary teacher, you have to pose in front, dance like this, and even if I don't have a tone, the only divider between those I don't have any. I cannot dance. I cannot dance because I have 2 left feet. I have 2 left feet. I have two left ones. Okay. I don't have a voice. I mean, not voice, but I don't have the right tone for the rhythm. But the only thing that is dividing that is confidence. As long as you have the confidence, you can here in front. I can talk about anything because I have confidence. I think it's what that's children's song? The Satu Dua Tiga. I don't know. Okay. Satu Dua Tiga. 4, 5. I don't know that, but I know the song. I think if I could remember, I could sing it. Even if I'm not good. I don't have a tone.
I
See,
mean, like,
the confidence it should happen within you. If you have the confidence, nothing would hinder you to talk like this. Before I don't know, I really before I don't have that confidence to talk about things like this. As you mature in the teaching profession, you acquire a lot of knowledge coming from you and from your students, from your college, from the different perspectives in life. It could accumulate and build a lot of confidence. This is the first time I'm doing this, but you see, I could vlog. I think I could take over this podcast and talk and talk and talk and talk a lot.
Jadi teman-teman ya pesannya dari Miss Ethel buat teman-teman. Jadi Miss Ethel ini pertama kali ya, ini pertama kali ya jadi visiting lecture itu sama seperti teman-teman. Jadi jangan malu begitu ya, jangan malu untuk mencoba untuk belajar berbicara dalam bahasa Inggris gitu ya. Jadi nggak perlu grammar gitu teman-teman, tidak perlu takut grammar gitu kan. Lebih baik salah gitu ya. Is it good to be wrong rather than to be wrong later? No, it's a good ways to be wrong in the process of the learning rather than later. It's good to be wrong now.
Yeah, now.
Oke, begitu itu temanannya teman-teman pernyataan dari teman-teman. So now is there any closing statement now? Closing statement for the room here for you.
So I would say each individual is unique. So you who's watching this live podcast, you are unique. Tell to yourself, I am unique. I am no one alike. So for that, you should build confidence within you. What I'm standing in front of you as a testament that teaching is not really my first love, my first passion, but teaching leads me to where I am right now, standing in front of all of you in this podcast and also coming from the Philippines. So see how far I go because of the confidence of being not one of a kind. I guess one of a kind. So if you're unique, don't compare yourself with other people. Don't compare yourselves with the things you see in life. You are unique because you are that person. You have your own light to shine. Good luck with the future educators who's watching this podcast or the parents and teachers who's watching this podcast. May I shed some light on you. So to inspire and to go along the way, I hope this podcast will be a very fruitful day and we could inspire you more to go on in life and have confidence within you. Thank you so much for that. And this is
Thank you for your sharing with us, for your knowledge and also experience. And it is an honor for us to have you here, sharing and also having building our student knowledge in PGSD when they are the school teacher. And maybe there are someone still confused, like I'm being a teacher is just not really their passion, but being with you now, you sharing your experience and also knowledge, it will increase their confidence also, and also you can they can become a good teacher like you. Okay, and then from us for today's podcast. And also for the sharing session and our physical lecture from Miss Ethel, and from like the first time, if you have some question and also you have asked about her research or about thesis, you can contact her in the we will sharing the contact her. So contact her through her WhatsApp and also email. Here you can contact through her WhatsApp and also email if you have any question or also you want to sharing and also ask about her research. Okay, thank you, Ms. Ethel, for your sharing now. So I will give it back to the MC.
Thank you, Maternuan, everyone.
Okay,
Sami-sami.
Sami-sami.
Okay, thank you, Miss Mother. Today was class is finished. That's closed by Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you, Miss Ethel. Thank you, Miss Mother. Thanks all. And sorry for any mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, bye.
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 The podcast is signing off. Goodbye, everyone. See you. See you soon.